This just in breaking news that could change everything for seniors across Canada. The words hit like a thunderclap, echoing with promise and mystery. Imagine it, you're sitting at home, maybe sipping your evening tea, when the phone rings or doesn't. Maybe it's the TV blaring, or a neighbor pounding on your door, breathless, saying, "Did you hear? They're tripling it this month." Your heart skips a beat. Tripling what? Who's they? And most importantly, are you in on it? This isn't some distant rumor or a politician's empty promise. This is real, raw, and racing toward you like a freight train. The old age security deposit, your OAS, that lifeline you've counted on month after month, could be about to explode into something bigger, something life-changing. But here's the catch, not everyone's getting it. The clock's ticking, and the question burning in your mind is, am I eligible? Stay with me, because we're about to unravel this mystery together, step by step, dollar by dollar, and I'm not letting you go until you know exactly where you stand. It's April 5, 2025, and the government's just dropped a bombshell. Whispers started weeks ago, little hints in the news, cryptic comments from officials, but now it's official. They're calling it the triple OAS deposit, a one-time boost that could flood your bank account with cash you never saw coming. For some, it's a windfall. For others, it's a lifeline. And for you? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. I'm talking to you directly, the senior who's worked hard, paid your dues, and maybe wondered if anyone out there still cares. This is your moment, and I'm not just throwing numbers at you, I'm handing you the keys to unlock what's yours. But there's a twist, a shadow lurking in the fine print. Who gets this money? How much is it really? And why now? Hang on tight, because we're diving into the deep end, and I promise you won't want to miss a single word. You've been getting your OAS every month, right? That steady payment may be $727 if you're between 65 and 74, or $800 if you're 75 and up, as of early 2025. It's not a fortune, but it's something enough to cover the basics, maybe a little more if you're careful. Now imagine that number multiplied by 3. Not forever, mind you, this isn't a permanent raise but a one-time deposit hitting your account this month, April 2025. For someone 65 to 74, that could mean $2,181. For those 75 and older, we're talking $2,400. Cold, hard cash, landing in your lap like a gift from the heavens. But before you start dreaming of that new recliner or a trip to see the grandkids, let's pump the brakes. This isn't a free-for-all. The government's not just handing out stacks of bills to every senior in Canada. There's a catch, there's always a catch, and it's tied to who you are, what you earn, and whether you've got your ducks in a row. Curious yet? Good. Let's peel back the layers. If you're already getting OAS, you're halfway there. That's the foundation, the golden ticket. To be in the OAS club, you've got to be 65 or older, simple enough. You also need to be a Canadian citizen or legal resident, and here's where it gets interesting, you've got to have lived in Canada for at least 10 years since you turned 18 if you're still here, or 20 years if you're living abroad. That's the baseline, the starting line. But this triple deposit? It's not for everyone on OAS. The government's targeting a specific group, and I'm betting you're wondering if you're one of them. Here's the kicker, they're focusing on low-income seniors, the ones who've been stretched thin, who felt the pinch of rising costs, groceries, rent, heat all creeping up while your pension stays stubbornly still. If your income's low enough to qualify for the Guaranteed Income Supplement, or GIS, you're in the hot seat. That's the first clue. But there's more to it, and I'll spill it all soon. Don't blink, you might miss the part that changes everything. If you're 65 to 74 and on the full OAS, your regular monthly payment is $727.67 as of this quarter, April to June 2025. Triple that, and you're staring at $2,183.10. If you're 75 or older, it's $800.44 a month, so tripled, that's $2,401.32. But hold up, those are the maximums, the best-case scenarios. Not everyone gets the full OAS. If you haven't lived in Canada for 40 years since you were 18, your payment's prorated. Say you've been here 20 years, that's half the max, so your regular OAS might be around $363. Triple that, and you're at $1,089. Still a chunk of change, right? And if you're on GIS, There's extra padding, maybe $600 or $1,000 a month, depending on your income and marital status. The triple deposit doesn't touch GIS directly, it's all about OAS, but if you're in that low income bracket, this could stack with your usual benefits to make April a very good month. But here's the suspense: the government hasn't said exactly how they're calculating this yet. Is it a straight triple, or are they tweaking it based on income? That's the mystery keeping us on edge. The government's been under pressure. Inflation's been a beast, clawing at your wallet with every trip to the store. Seniors have been vocal: letters, protests, calls to MPs saying, "We can't keep up." And then there's the election chatter. It's 2025, and the political winds are shifting. Some say this triple deposit is a lifeline, others call it a vote grab. Whatever it is, the timing's no accident. April's when the new budget kicks in, and word is, this is a test run, a one-time shot to see how it lands. If it works, could there be more? That's the whisper floating around Ottawa, and it's got my attention. Yours too, I bet. But before we get lost in the what-ifs, let's nail down the details you need to know right now. Back to eligibility, let's dig deeper. If you're on OAS, step 1's done. But the triple deposit's got extra hoops. Low income's the big one. If your annual income's under the GIS threshold, say, $21,624 if you're single, or $28,560 if you're married and your spouse gets OAS 2, you're in the running. That's 2025 numbers, fresh as of this month. If you're over that, things get murky. The OAS clawback kicks in at $90,997. Above that, you lose 15 cents of OAS for every dollar you earn. If you're a high roller, this triple deposit might shrink or vanish entirely. But here's the twist: they're not just looking at income. Residency matters. If you're outside Canada, even with 20 years under your belt, there's talk of delays, postal issues, international red tape. Are you stateside, snowbirding in Florida? You might be waiting longer than your neighbor back in Winnipeg. And one more thing: direct deposit. If you're still getting checks, this could take weeks. The suspense is killing me. How about you? Say you're Mary, 72, living alone in a small apartment in Halifax. Your OAS is $727 a month, and you get $800 from GIS because your income's just $15,000 a year. Bills pile up: rent's $900, groceries are $300, and the power company's knocking. Then bam, this triple deposit hits. $2,181 extra in your account. Suddenly, you're breathing easier. Maybe you fix that leaky faucet, stock the pantry, or send a little something to your grandson for his birthday. That's the dream, right?